according to promoter Eddie Hearn, in a recent IFL TV interview, I believe it was uploaded yesterday, he says that Floyd Mayweather wants to charge £100 for his pay-per-view fight with Conor McGregor in the UK. This is what promoter Eddie Hearn is saying, and he is a guy with inside knowledge of the situation. Eddie Hearn says Sky are likely to charge the standard pay-per-view price, maybe slightly above the standard pay-per-view price in the UK. So we're talking, between 17 and 20 pounds if they win the rights to have this Mayweather McGregor pay-per-view. So Sky are not talking about crazy prices, according to Hearn. But he says if one of the other broadcasters manages to get this fight, because it's still up in the air about which broadcaster in the UK is going to be airing the Mayweather McGregor pay-per-view. If one of the other broadcasters get it, then they might actually go with Floyd Mayweather's proposed price tag of £100, which is pretty extortionate, particularly for a mismatch. Now, it's interesting gauging the response of people on social media. I actually did a video about this because there was rumors going around that Sky might be charging £100, but there doesn't seem to be any truth to that. But there does seem to be some truth that Mayweather wants to charge. He wants to, if he can, get away with charging that much for this pay-per-view. So I guess there's no smoke without fire. There was at least some truth to the story, but it wasn't Sky that were necessarily looking to charge that type of money. Now, it's going to be interesting seeing where it goes. It's interesting gauging the reaction on social media, because some people would actually pay the £100. I'm telling you now, some people would actually do it because there's that much hype around this fight. God knows why, but there is so much hype that some people would actually do it. And Mayweather's always had the philosophy of charge a high price rather than charge a low price and allow loads of people to get it. That's why Mayweather's never had a stadium fight, because in a stadium, you have to have a lot of cheap seats. Whereas in an arena, you can fill up the whole arena with expensive seats because you're only seating 16, 17,000 people, and you can charge them all an extortionate rate and make the same amount of money that you could in a normal arena fight, if there is such a thing as a normal arena fight. Well, in an arena fight, we've got a lot of cheap seats. You can make the same kind of money just extorting everybody in a smaller venue, So Mayweather prefers to do it that way, and maybe that's the kind of model he's bringing to the pay-per-view. He's thinking, you know what? I don't need to break, pay-per-view records in terms of the numbers of people that are buying the pay-per-view. I want to break pay-per-view records in terms of the money that is generated from it. Forget about how many millions watch it. I need to see how many millions are going to be made from it. And maybe the best way is not to make it cheap enough for the maximum amount of people to buy, but in fact to charge a ridiculously high price. And because of the hype around it, enough people will buy it to whereby we're going to break the pay-per-view records in terms of money generated anyway. So that might be what Mayweather's trying to do here. I wouldn't pay £1. Maybe, in fact, I might pay £1 for this fight on pay-per-view. But other than that, I'd be streaming it. I mean, there's no way it's going to be £1, but that's the maximum I'd pay for it because it's a mismatch. It's a circus. I'll definitely be streaming it. Mayweather is a rich man. I'm sure Conor McGregor's not short of £1 or £2 either. But when I look at Mayweather, and, I had a run-in for several years with the Mayweather fan community, a lot of Mayweather fans, because I've been very critical of Floyd Mayweather, not just as a fighter, actually more so as a person. I just find him not very agreeable. One of the issues I take with Floyd Mayweather, and one of the issues I take with paying for some of his fights, particularly this fight, is what he actually does with my money. Because if I'm paying for his fight, he's getting that money. And what's he doing with my money? Well, in some instances, he's actually fighting high quality fighters. And in that case, okay, maybe I might pay for a Mayweather fight if he's fighting somebody legitimate, somebody who I rate. I'll pay for it because I want to see how that fight goes. But in this instance, Floyd Mayweather's just lining his own pockets. That's all he's doing. He's not taking any risks. He's not fighting anybody legit. He's just lining his own pockets. Do I want to part with my hard-earned money so Floyd Mayweather can line his pockets and fly low-life strippers around in private jets? Like, that's all I'm doing, really, if I'm paying for this McGregor fight, is I'm funding his lifestyle. And I don't hold much respect for the things that Floyd Mayweather's about in his personal life, or a lot of the things he's about. I mean, if you go to Mayweather's Instagram, 80% of the time, all he ever posts is advertisements for strip clubs. You know, strip clubs are primarily the realm of low-level pimps and, you know, human traffickers and scumbags. These are the kind of people who frequent the strip club industry. Just sleazy people catering for a sleazy, you know, situation. That's all it is. And I'm not judging people who go to strip clubs, but I'm just saying the industry is just sleazy. That's what it's about. We're talking about the lowest level of society as things like strip clubs. You know, that's not something honorable to be involved in. But yet that's what Mayweather, with all his money, wants to promote and push, is flipping strip clubs. Like, can't he try and push something positive? Can't he try and push something uplifting instead of pushing the gutter like strip clubs? That's all he's pushing. You know, you can call me old fashioned or call me whatever you want to call me. This is how I am as an individual. And this is one of the things from a personal point of view that I don't like about Mayweather. You know, I just feel like somebody in his position with that kind of money could be doing positive things, helping people, helping the community, you know, rather than just promoting the lowest forms of, you know, the lowest of the low in society, like strippers and come on, man. Anyway, let me not go off on a tangent too much. Just a video to tell you about this, these comments from Eddie Hearn. And again, I'll leave a link in the description below to this interview that he did with IFL TV, where he claims that Mayweather wants to charge £100 for this pay-per-view. Man, as I say, I ain't paying more than £1 for this fight, because it's just lining Floyd Mayweather's pockets. That's all it's doing. He's not taking no risks. He's not really giving me any serious entertainment by taking on somebody decent. He's taking on a guy who's never boxed a professional fight before. Yeah, let me know how you feel in the comment section, people. It's happening. I'm out.